Hey everybody, welcome to the welcome to the Mayday Network. I'm Michelle Kinney. You're watching Daily Dispatch. I'm here by myself. Julie Roginski, my usual co-host, friend, co-founder, um, is busy this afternoon. But I knew that we had to come and do something and speak about what has happened. I want to warn people before we get going here that this is going to be tough to watch. Some of this tough to hear about, tough to talk about. So um, if 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 that's not for you, no hard feelings. But just be mindful. Um, so I want us to start with saying that an ICE agent in Minneapolis has shot and killed a 37-year-old woman and U.S. citizen. She was in her car. She was trying to drive away, and they shot her in the face and killed her. Um, it is unconscionable. Um, I had to push this back a couple times, not just because I knew that I was going to be carrying this show by myself, so I needed to make sure I had as much information in front of me as possible, so I wouldn't be, looking for it and talking at the same time. But also, like many of you I've been seeing in the chat, don't know whether to cry or throw up. I'm been shaking. I'm on a few chats, one with a lot of Democratic and progressive influencers, staffers. So we have all been sharing information, um, content, articles, eyewitness videos. I've also been in a chat with Tara and Jojo and Mallory, and we have all been saying, you know, to each other, we cannot, we can't believe this is happening, yet we can believe it's happening because this has been part of our worst nightmare of this Gestapo police force that has a bigger budget than the FBI to raid American cities and towns and neighborhoods and terrorize people, to hunt down immigrants, to round them up and throw them in concentration camps. Do not kid yourself. That is what is going on in this country right now. And what we do in this moment matters. And history will judge you by it. This is tough. I just want to start with the New York Times here. It has like a comprehensive sort of breakdown. As the Minneapolis mayor has spoken, I have those clips as well. But just to the New York Times says here is what to know. A federal officer shot and killed a 37-year-old woman in Minneapolis during an immigration enforcement operation Wednesday, as the Trump administration intensifies a crackdown on illegal immigration. Details of the shooting remain unclear, with conflicting accounts from local and federal officials. Tricia McLaughlin, a Department of Homeland Security spokeswoman, said in a statement that an agent, now I just want to preface this is what they are saying. If you watch the videos, which we're going to watch them together, you can make a judgment with your own eyes, knowing what you would do in a certain situation and if you were standing there, what would you think? This is their official story. And this is the one that they are putting out the bat signal to the Benny Johnsons and the Ben Shapiros and the right-wing media ecosystem. This is going to be the talking point when the rest of us are seeing with our own eyes and hearing with our ears what is going on. It is Orwellian what they are trying to do. And they did it yesterday on January 6th as well, trying to tell us that what we are seeing is not what we're seeing. So DHS is saying that this woman weaponized her vehicle in an attempt to kill federal officers. The mayor, Jacob Fry, called her account bullshit in a news conference, describing the shooting instead as, quote, an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying, getting killed. Hundreds of people gathered at the scene chanting for ICE agents to leave. The shooting took place in a middle-class residential neighborhood in Minneapolis, about a mile from the place where George Floyd was killed. Oh my God, I didn't know that until just now. Okay. About 2,000 federal agents were expected to take part in this operation, which could last for weeks, according to the administration. Federal officials have framed the crackdown as a necessary response to illegal immigration. Guys, this is a nightmare. And when we watch these videos together, which we're going to, and again, I warn people, if this is not something you want to watch, it's not gruesome, but it is very upsetting. I don't know about you guys. I grew up in a small town. And in the wintertime, the neighborhoods that I ran through with my friends with my sled look just like this one. And to think of this coming to your neighborhood where you live is a nightmare. And the nightmare is happening, folks. So I'm going to play the first angle here. The red car. It's the red car that you want to keep your eyes on. That is the one where the victim is in the driver's seat. And from what I'm being told, this is a busy street. I think it's called Portland Street in Minneapolis. If any of you are from Minneapolis, please chime in. This person was driving, or was sort of a bystander, and was like filming. And of course, all of these ICE agents, they don't like it when you film them. They don't like it when you look at them. They don't like if you're near them. This is why they cover their faces. And he decided he was in danger and he was going to shoot this woman in the car. I just want to say this also before I play this. If you're a corrections officer or police officer in this country, you have to go through a psych evaluation. You have to pass certain tests and guidelines with your psychiatric and mental health in order to do these jobs, in which you carry a badge and or a gun. These ICE officers do not have to do that. They are offered $50,000 to join, just as a signing bonus. They have offered to pay the student loans off of anyone who joins, not to mention a salary which most people in this country do not make, 6 figures. So with all that said, let's watch the first angle here.
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood!
What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? Dude, you did a murder for what?
For me, when I was watching this, the most upsetting part of that, other than just the obvious shock of hearing those gunshots, is the car. Watching the car spin out of control and hit another parked car, knowing that that person who was behind the driver's seat was either dead instantly or immediately incapacitated in an instant. Now, her wife was in the driver's seat. There was also a dog in the car. We'll get to that in a second. But we're gonna look now at the second angle here. This is much closer. It's not gruesome, but it is closer. It is from the other side, sort of closer and to the left of the car. So let's watch that.
No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking, what the fuck did you do? You are fucking criminals! You're fucking criminals! What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? You are fucking insane! What did you do? You! Shame! Shame!
It's him.
Shame!
That's him.
Shame! 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 Dude, what's happening to her? What happened? Dude. Dude, you shot her! I'm trying to help! No! No! You fucking shot someone in the fucking face! You shot someone in the fucking face! Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? Don't let the murderer leave! Don't let the murderer
That's him.
leave!
That's him in the car. And he's leaving. They're whisking him away.
You
That's
guys are
him.
the fucking criminals! You don't get to tell us what to do! Fucking criminals! Don't let him leave! Don't let him leave!
Pussy motherfuckers, man.
No! Get the fuck out of our neighborhood! Yeah, it's a fucking crime! We fucking know it! We're here! Yeah, like what the absolute fuck, man? What the absolute fuck? Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? This is the time, man. This is the time to have a conscience. This is not okay. This is not okay. Get a fucking conscience.
Can you look at me? Tell me you're doing the right thing. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You didn't fire any weapons. Fucking your people did that.
In the head. In the head.
I didn't do anything.
And she drove into the floor.
Murderer. You, look at me. Look at me. You can't even.
Watch out, man. Watch out.
Why don't you look at me? I thought you could do it. You owe yourself.
You okay, mommy?
Hard to find the words. First of all, you may notice that second angle was several minutes long, and in the duration of that time, we heard no ambulance. We did not hear one. This is a major city. This is the suburbs of a major city. Response time is not that long. I say that as the child of a first responder. You see the guy who did this, his face covered. He's got gray hair, so we know he's probably in his 30s, 40s. Gray hair right here. He's whisked away again in another unmarked car, because this is how these thugs get around. And he's whisked away. This man shot a 37-year-old woman, a U.S. citizen. Not that it should matter where this person was born or what citizenship or passport they hold. But it is an important detail here that ICE shot this woman in the face, and this man walked away like it was nothing. And this is what you get when you have a dog murderer running the Department of Homeland Security. When the person behind the camera of the second video walks over to the car, and luckily and thankfully, the people who witnessed and filmed this, the citizen journalists and bystanders here, were very careful and respectful to the victim to not film that. So you only see the side, and you see there's blood in the car and what looks like blood all over the bag. And that is her wife who has gotten out of the car. And I only know that because there's another video coming where you see her, and I saw what her jacket looked like. So she's gotten out of the car, and she has put her whole body on her wife, probably. I can only imagine. So that's what that is. Here is a third video from the witnesses. Now, you'll probably notice a lot of people in this video as you saw them in the other angles. So this is just another angle, and some witnesses giving their account.
Yeah, I know, man. I get why you guys are mad. Well, do something. Why you guys are mad. We're out here doing something. Don't tell me. Officer fucking reasonable. Officer reasonable. If you guys just get back to 33rd.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. There's the airbag.
Flying by me, so I'm like, something's happening over here, so.
And what did you
I'm
see
just
exactly
shaking.
yourself?
I didn't witness, but I talked to several people that witnessed it, and they heard the gunshot, and the one guy said that they reached for her door handle, and then she took off, and then he shot her through the windshield, and shot her in the face. So they're taking her on the corner there by ambulance right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here with me.
So I recorded that off of my phone, like a lot of these. There were a lot of people standing around seeing this, and a lot of people with camera phones, with iPhones, Androids. There's going to be Ring cameras probably from people's doors. Security cameras are going to have all kinds of of footage about this, and this is the last of the scene that I will show. I screen recorded this right before I came on. It was one of the reasons I had to push the time back a little bit. This it looks like or sounds like the man who's filming this um, lives in the house right across from where the car had crashed into the other car after she had been shot. Um, and he's, again, also I think also trying to be respectful of the scene, but also trying to notify locals because he's going live on his Facebook, being like, "Is that your car? Do you know these people? Come help." And the most upsetting part about this, I just want to warn you, is the screams from her wife. So.
Well, this is worse than
Point
before.
blank, shot her in the face, and then her foot just went down to the gas, and she slammed into those, slumped over. They wouldn't let EMS through. They wouldn't let anybody through. They wouldn't. There was a physician here yelling, "I'm a physician. Could I take the pulse? Could I please take a pulse?" They wouldn't let him through. They wouldn't let anybody fucking through. And then when EMS did get here, 10, 15 minutes later, they carried her out like a sack of fucking potatoes. I don't know if you saw that. They saw that. They're down here, guys. CPR. Yeah, she's off.
Lady right there in that car, y'all. Killed that lady in that car. Somebody come get their people. It's a lady right there in that car, y'all. I don't want to show this on Facebook like that, y'all. I apologize. But y'all. If y'all know who car this is, if it look familiar, man, come check on y'all people. If y'all know somebody car like that, come check on y'all people.
There's a dog leash in the bag. Can someone get it for me, please? I'm going down, dude!
Y'all know who car this is? Tell them to come check on their people.
Somebody that's medically trained is pronouncing this woman dead. Why did you have real bullets? She was yelling!
You know how black people is, phone her, she thick as hell. What you talking about? It's cold in a motherfucker. I'm shaking and shit for it. This lady got blood. They don't, she was in the car with her, bro.
That's her. That's her.
Or she tried to save her or something. Somebody come get their people. Hey, was you riding with her?
That's my wife.
Did you call any of your peoples yet? So you don't got none of her family members or anybody number? Do you know anybody on her Facebook? Alright. Damn. Oh my gosh, this is horrible, y'all. I don't want to show y'all this other shit. I'm not gonna show y'all this shit on there.
That's half of that video. It goes on for another 8 minutes. I truly just didn't have the time to screen record this. I'm just making sure I'm getting rid of the trolls here, which I'm just not going to deal with that today of all days. You're hearing, I think that there was, from what I read, I can't confirm this, but what I read just in our group chat from people on the ground and local news, that there was somebody, there was someone with medical training that was nearby. It was, you could hear him screaming about stop the bleeding, stop the bleeding. And her wife is off to the side with the dog. The dog was in the car with them. I think it looked like a German Shepherd or something. And she was in shock. If you've ever been in shock yourself, or you've ever seen anyone in shock, you know, like what that is like. You're not, I don't know that I have the words in this moment, but you are reacting, you're barely breathing, you're fight or flight. Sheila saying, this is my old neighborhood and also close to where George Floyd was killed. Yes, I just saw that in the New York Times. If you're just joining us, I saw in the New York Times that this is about a mile from where George Floyd George Floyd was murdered. Sorry, just MJ just said the mod squad removed the comment and timed them out. You can still see that. Okay, thank you, MJ. I appreciate that. I will be more mindful of that. I didn't know exactly how that worked. But so now that you've seen all of that, now that you have seen that in so many different angles, and I wanted to play those videos in their entirety to put yourself in that situation, that you are standing on that street, that you live in one of those houses, that that's your neighborhood, and just the pure and sheer chaos and horror in that moment, that we have not only a Gestapo, SS invading the cities in this country and neighborhoods, but you have one now that has executed, essentially, a 37-year-old woman in broad daylight and walked away like it was nothing. When you see someone like that carry out an action like that, you know someone was itching for it. I can't so much as hit a bunny with my car without having a breakdown. This man shot her in the face and killed her instantly, and then was whisked away in an unmarked car. So now we're going to go to the statements, the response from the federal government. And you can think with your own mind, clear mind, impartial, if you want to, if you will. You know what you saw. You know what you heard. This is what Homeland Security put up very shortly after. Let me take down this banner for a second so we can see this. Homeland Security tweeted out today, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. The alleged perpetrator was hit and is deceased. The ICE officers who were hurt are expected to make full recoveries. This is the direct consequence of constant attacks and demonization of our officers by sanctuary politicians who fuel and encourage rampant assaults on our law enforcement, who are facing 1,300% increase in assaults against them and an 8,000% increase in death threats. This is an evolving situation, and we will give the public more information as soon as it becomes available. This from Jess Craven. We all know Jess Craven. She's part of this progressive opposition. I can't even talk today. Opposition community online and in other places. She put a false stamp on that statement. They're already putting out the propaganda. This is propaganda. That statement from DHS was propaganda. And Jess Craven included here, it says a witness said she heard ICE agents telling the driver, a woman, to quote, get out of here. She was trying to turn around and the ICE agent was in front of her car and he pulled out a gun and he put it right in, like his midriff was on her bumper, and he reached across the hood of the car and shot her in the face like 3-4 times. We all know what we saw. And there will be more videos. In the time that I've been on this live, I'm sure that there's more. I haven't checked Twitter. I haven't checked the chats. I haven't seen the updates. But here is another from Jesus Freaking Congress, who is in this chat with us. Was right on this right away, and I just want to say thank you to them. Again, according to the video from the scene, a man heard gunshots and ran outside. The wife of the victim, who was in the car, is sitting on the ground nearby with a dog, visibly distressed. In the video, she is heard saying that they had stopped to film. She yelled something, and moments later, agents fired, fatally shooting the woman. What happens next is even more alarming. A man identifying himself as a physician attempts to approach the scene to provide medical assistance. He repeatedly tells agents that someone medically trained needs to intervene, that the victim is bleeding, and that a doctor is required to assess or pronounce death. Instead of allowing aid, agents point guns at him, threaten him, and force him to back away, leaving the woman shot inside the car without assistance. Eventually, medics arrive and remove the woman from the vehicle. This is, of course, an active and developing situation. More verified information is needed, but the video, one of which that I think it was the last one where we hear the man narrating it, that was attached to this. It says the video raises serious and urgent questions about the use of force. Yeah. And so this is Kristi Noem very shortly after.
Fear. Yes.
Business owners across the Rio Grande Valley told me they're concerned about some of the sweeping ICE raids on work sites, particularly in construction, where sometimes workers with legal status are being kind of swept up in the process, delaying projects and hurting our economy. What is your message to these businesses?
Well, that's simply not happening. So it's just not true. We are focused on going after the worst of the worst in every community across this country to make sure that we're making our streets safer. And anyone who is a citizen of this country or is here legally has nothing to fear, has nothing to get out of bed in the morning to be scared of, because we are only enforcing the law. If you are in violation, if you have perverted one of our programs in order to be here illegally, absolutely, you may be held accountable for that action. But that individual and those businesses don't have anything to fear if they're following the law.
I just want to say that that woman is a psychopath and a sociopath and a liar and a criminal. And she is so busy wearing costumes and blowing up her face and running her ass around the country, making music videos that her friends make for her, propaganda videos of her riding horses while she wears costumes, posing in front of prisoners in a concentration camp. She's a psychopath and she's a liar. Again, there is a lot to be said about a human being who hurts animals. She shot her dog and then wrote about it in a book. I just want to say that again. Kristi Noem, the woman we just heard from, who is at the helm and is very, if not, she's not solely responsible for this, but she's in charge. She's a leader of this organization. She shot her dog and then she told people about it like it was nothing. I have a couple of clips here from the mayor of Minneapolis.
But I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you. And it's also on you to leave.
Here's another one.
They are not here to cause safety in this city. What they are doing is not to provide safety in America. What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust. They're ripping families apart. They're sowing chaos on our streets. And in this case, quite literally killing people. So they are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit. This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying, getting killed.
Well, I think he's kind of saying what we're all thinking. And I have another video here that I just pulled from our friends here. This is on CNN. It seems as though this is local law enforcement. Let me just play this.
It's obviously very concerning whenever there's a shooting into a vehicle of someone who's not armed. But it also is something that is possible. At times, it is justified. But it is very concerning, and it's something that most law enforcement agencies in the country train very intensely to try and minimize the risk that law enforcement officers get placed into a situation that the need for deadly force would be necessary.
Minneapolis has been down this road before. And, I'm thinking right now, because if this was a federal, let's just say in a perfect world, there is justice and somebody wants to prosecute or charge this guy. That if it was a federal crime, Donald Trump would pardon this person. State crime, different situation. I don't know that we've had I know we've had governors talking about it. I don't know that anyone has done it yet. But I would be interested to know. I know somebody said in the chat, if anyone wants to confirm it for me, that Governor Walz is going to speak at 3:15 Eastern. And in the wake of, again, what he's been through and his family, there is an interview that Hope Walz, if you go to Hope Walz Instagram page. It might be on her TikTok too, but on her Instagram page, she collabs with the original creator of the video. The New York Post posted it as well, but don't give them your clicks. Go watch it on her walls, what she said, what her family has been through. Recently, the threats, the harassment from the right, from MAGA, threatening their lives daily, hourly. And this is all because Tim Walz ran for vice president against Donald Trump and JD Vance. And JD Vance and Donald Trump won. And they still can't let it go. They can't let it go. They're sore winners. And they brought it upon themselves. And again, their army of online keyboard warriors and podcast hosts to never give this man a moment's rest. And he has since pulled out of his reelection bid. He's had to step back. It's probably in this instance, I hope that might be a good thing, because he's not going to be thinking about any sort of reelection efforts or anything like that when he takes this matter into his own hands as governor. We'll see. Sharon Landry said there were sore winners the first time around as well. Yes. Yes. The last thing I want to show here is this article that was in the Atlantic. And I did put it in the chat earlier. I said recommended reading. I was just kind of frantically trying to get all of this together as quickly as I could. But this is the man who is running this country right now. I just want everybody to know that. There are a lot of people pulling the strings, Russ Vought being another one. Domestically, when it comes to, the Office of Management budget, he's the one that's slashing the existence of our federal government. But Stephen Miller, 40-year-old Stephen Miller, has been pulling the strings in terms of our immigration, border, domestic security, whatever it is that they're calling it. We know that it's bullshit. We know that he's a racist tyrant. And he was on Jake Tapper the other day, ranting and raving about his worldview and how we should be invading all these countries. So it really does go beyond the immigration, but it's more of a hatred. It's a hatred of others. It is a hatred of anyone who is not like him or does not think like him or look like him, which I don't want to look like him. But this man is running the country. Do not be mistaken. It's not JD Vance. JD Vance has influence. He's part of the circle, for sure. But JD Vance is lazy. And he's not a self-starter, and he's not eager. He's only hungry. He's a power-hungry, lazy person, which opens the door for people like Stephen Miller to have their way with a mentally unstable, declining, unwell president who is 79 years old. He'll be 80 in June. So the title of this Atlantic articles is the Wrath of Stephen Miller, the man who turns President Trump's most incendiary impulses into policy. I won't read the whole thing here to you, but, it says Stephen Miller runs his daily 10 a.m. conference calls, yes, even on Saturdays, less like a government advisor and more like a wartime general. He is the dominant voice as he plays the role of browbeater, inquisitor, and bully. He accepts no excuses, entertains no dissent. Donald Trump's deputy chief of staff for policy ruthlessly pursues the president's vision, especially when it comes to pushing immigrants out of the country. And he turns a tight, efficient meeting. Consensus is not the goal. Instead, Miller demands progress reports on his mass deportation campaign and issues orders to the full alphabet soup of federal enforcement agencies, including the FBI, CBP, ICE, HHS, and the DOD. One senior official who has participated in the calls told us that the intensity and urgency often veer into hectoring. Quote, he pushes everybody to the absolute limit because he knows that the clock is ticking. He gets on the phone and he yells at everybody. Nobody is spared from his wrath. Stephen Miller is a tyrant, and he is running this country, and this is blood on his hands. All of this is happening because of Donald Trump, because of Stephen Miller, and everybody in his circle, everyone who's given money to him, to this administration, and to this movement of fascism, cruelty, and white supremacy. So I leave you all, because I hope that you'll turn on, another YouTube feed that's going to have Governor Walz speaking here shortly. I finally feel in this moment, just being able to talk through this, I feel a little calmer, but I feel like I'm going to throw up. I don't know what else to say. This is a very precarious moment. This is an inflection point for this country. And I do think, please check in with like 5051 and Indivisible and like a lot of, I'm not an organizer. I can just spread the message, on our channel, best I can. But if you're joining late, please go back to the beginning. I show the video of this murder by ICE, this execution by ICE of a 37-year-old woman today in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have videos, eyewitness, bystander videos from multiple angles and various witnesses chiming in. I urge all of you, as you are listening, especially to how legacy media is regurgitating the words of the people who are in charge of this government. They're not questioning the validity of the statements or the quote unquote facts that they're presenting to the American public. Look at these headlines. Listen to the people on your TVs, if you even choose to turn them on, through that lens. Believe your own eyes. You know what you saw, just like you know what you saw on January 6th. They're going to try and tell us that we saw something different, and we need to say no, and turn away. Because corporate media is funded by advertisers. If you stop watching, the advertisers stop giving their money. They stop choosing to place their ads on these networks. And these huge media conglomerates own a lot of stuff. Go through the list. See who CBS is connected to, Paramount. The list goes on. So I urge you, to look at this through that lens. But I also urge you to stay informed. Call your elected officials. Not just your congressional representatives, senators, members of Congress. While that is important, call your local representatives and ask them what they're doing to keep you and your family safe from this Gestapo police force that has been deployed in our neighborhoods. We're not safe in Donald Trump's America. We're just not. But we are going to arm ourselves with each other, with information, communication, and we're all just we can't stand by. My friend Anna, who is, I speak about her often. Hopefully I'll get to have her on this channel soon. She is a longtime friend of mine. She is the third generation survivor of Holocaust survivors. Her great grandmother and both of her grandparents survived the Holocaust. So she's an educator in the tri-state area to school-age children. She often says to me, "Don't be a bystander, be an upstander. Bystanders stand by when bad things happen. Upstanders stand up." Um, that is our job. We cannot be bystanders. Not now, not ever. So all this has been really awful. Really, this is just awful. And I hate to say it, just wait till it gets better. It's going to get bad. We're not in a good situation right now, but we have to remain calm through this, what we're going through, a national emergency on many fronts: public health, foreign policy, domestic policy, immigration. I mean, you name it. They're flooding the zone with terror. And we have to remain calm and just stick together. All right. So, again, if you're just joining us, my name is Michelle Kinney. You're watching the Mayday Network. We would love it if you could subscribe to the channel. You'll know when we're going live and doing these things, because often with the breaking news, it's maybe 30 minutes notice. We were going to try to go live tonight with Lieutenant Colonel Urso about the Mark Kelly and what's going on in Venezuela. But given this developing story, I'm not sure that we'll want to do that. We'll see. We'll see what feels right. But if you hit the subscribe button, you'll be one of the first to know. So everybody, please take care of yourselves. Be careful out there. Call the people you love. Tell you love them. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon.